Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Taylor Sanders Field on the campus of Southwestern University. Championship Sunday in the SCAC Softball Tournament Championship. So glad you could join us here on SHN Sports alongside James Hill. I'm Kit McConico. James, we started with 6. We are down to 2. The Pirates and the Bulldogs. The question is, can anyone dethrone the reigning champs? The Bulldogs of TLU, 4 conference championship tournament titles in a row. They're looking to make it 5. Can the Pirates knock them off? They will have to beat them twice to do it.
Well, you got to start. Hey, if you wanna make this happen, it starts with game 1. You can't even think about a game 2. You've got to get one now. The Pirates, they've done this before. Last time in 2009, their first SCAC title, they won 2 games in one day. They are also the 2013 SCAC championship. So this is a championship caliber team. They've won it before as a program. Can they do it today? It's going to be a tough one. You got Maitland Raycroft back in the circle.
She has been outstanding. The senior from Spring, Texas, 5'10", righty out of Klein High School, has not given up a hit. 2 games pitched, 2 no-hitters for Raycroft. The Pirates, as the 3 seed, will be the visitors coming to bat first. 79 degrees, partly cloudy, and there is a stiff wind about 12 miles an hour headed out to left field across the diamond from first to third. The Pirates will lead it off with the right fielder, Sydney Scott.
Scott takes ball 1. Raycroft, as you mentioned, back-to-back no-hitters. First pitcher in SCAC championship tournament history to pull that feat. A .98 ERA, 18-0 on the season, making her 21st start. 138 strikeouts to only 37 walks.
Scott, the sophomore from Sugar Land out of George Ranch High School. Quick 1-1 count. She'll be followed by the shortstop, Celeste Silvas, and the left fielder, Grace Phelps.
Yeah, Scott's had a good tournament here this weekend. On the season, a .368 average, 9 doubles, 2 triples, 5 home runs, and 23 RBI. She does have a home run in the championship.
Raycroft well over the top, ball 2. Officials for today's contest: behind the plate, Gwen Boudreau, the home plate umpire. Daryl Woody's at first, Roger Trinidad at third.
Same crew we have seen, 6-man rotation, starting it off here in game 1.
2-1, popped back, foul, out of play. Count moves to 2-2. Bulldogs, just 1 loss on the year, and that was to the defending national champions.
And get to jump in front real quick. Looked like the first base umpire, Daryl Woody, came up, had his arm out. It usually means an illegal pitch, I believe. He was walking towards the circle to have a quick talk with Raycroft, and now it was an illegal pitch. It is a 3-1 count.
You have to keep that back toe on the dirt. You cannot skip. And this is popped back. Out of play, and the count now full to Scott. Bulldogs led by Wade Wilson, Sarah O'Brien, Dennis Moe, and Ed Zarzabal, the assistants. Mentioned their lone loss of the year to the defending champion Marlins of Virginia Wesleyan. They fell in a preseason tournament. That is the only blemish on their record. Hoping for a chance to play for a national title. In as Scott goes down, looking the first victim of Raycroft.
Yeah, Scott may have been sitting rise ball on that. She saw that rise ball on a 3-1 count, was able to foul it off. I think she was sitting rise ball again, and Raycroft just came with the fastball and painted the corner there for strike 3.
Brings up the shortstop, Celeste Silvas, the junior from Corpus Christi out of King High School. A little bunt, trickles foul, and Silvas will come back with an 0-1 count. Pirates, led by Angela Frobase, Ali Sukrov, her assistant. They were the 3 seed coming into the tournament, the host this year. The Pirates doing a great job yesterday, winning some elimination games to book their spot here in the championship final. Popped up. First baseman McEachern there for the second out, and here is how the Bulldogs will go defensively. Cantu is the catcher, Lockley at third, Roach at short, Cates at second, and you saw Kelsey McEachern there at first. The outfield for TLU, Skylar Ouellette in left, Kelly Jordan in center, Cassie Maddox in right.
You know, we're talking about, can the Bulldogs figure out, or excuse me, can the Pirates figure out the Bulldogs force a second game day today? But I think the question right now, can anybody figure out Maitland Raycroft and get a hit off of her? she continues. She's now 10 2/3 innings of scoreless softball, hitless softball. This is just unbelievable. I haven't seen dominance like this from a starter ever in the SCAC.
Phelps, freshman left fielder from Hardin Jefferson, fouls it back for a 1-1 count. Raycroft, she wants a conference title, make no mistake about it, but she wants a chance to play for a national title. And if they win today, they will head to the regionals to face teams like UT Tyler, ETBU. Chance to ultimately make their way to Oklahoma City.
You'll see those two teams. You imagine you'll see somebody from the Southern California Conference.
Right field, and that is going to drop in fair territory. Phelps on to second, came off the lip of the glove of Maddox, could not make the catch at the line, and the Pirates record the first hit of the tournament on Maitland Raycroft.
Yeah, that was a great piece of hitting by Grace Phelps. You know, I remember in the game yesterday, she was not intimidated by Raycroft. She actually fouled a lot of pitches off, had some pretty good ABs against her. That time, just was able to turn on that pitch and hit it down the right field line, and a stand-up double with 2 outs.
Pirates first baseman Caitlin Kofer at the plate, the sophomore from Tomball out of Klein Oak High School. Now the question, James, how does Raycroft respond giving up her first hit here at the tournament?
Well, you got to imagine, you know, based on her ERA, based on her body of work, that this isn't going to affect her whatsoever. If you're the Pirates, that one does get out of play. If you are the Pirates here, one big key, can you strike first, get on the board, and put some pressure on TLU and let the Bulldog faithful know that, hey, we're here to play today. We're here to take 2.
A lot of fans making the trip up from Seguin. A lot of Pirate fans as well, you might imagine, hosting this year. Kofer back in, awaiting the 1-1. 2 away, runner at second. High for ball 2.
Count goes down to 2-1. And Pirates already doing a little bit of a better job, showing some patience at the plate, working the count a little bit here on Raycroft.
High for ball 3, and that is a key you and I have noticed against Raycroft. You have to be very patient. You're not going to get a lot of good opportunities. You cannot swing at bad pitches.
Well, and you got to be wary of that rise ball. It's such an excellent pitch from Raycroft. It is her bread and butter.
3-1, high for ball 4. Kofer draws the walk, and the Pirates with 2 aboard, 2 away, no score in the top of the first. Can Southwestern draw first blood?
You know, keep in mind, we'll see how how she responds. You're already seeing Jordan Bishop walk down to the bullpen. You know, Raycroft, I think a little bit of surprise, has gotten all 3 starts. We probably all expected to see Jordan Bishop at some point as Jack fouls that one off. Wouldn't be surprised maybe if we see her at some point today, now that the Pirates have been able to get a hit and, you know, are kind of having a nice approach here at the plate.
Jack, the sophomore from Houston Memorial, batting in the 5-hole, the designated player.
As Jack steps back in. She's kind of been in and out of that DP spot with Brickerell. We see both of them kind of in that 5 spot.
0-1 in the count now, 0-2.
This is a big situation here for the Pirates. Can Jack come through and give SU an early lead, give their starter Bailey Meyer a little bit of a cushion here early on?
2 aboard, 2 away, 0-2 to Jack. Fouls it off. This is a different Pirate side than we saw yesterday when they faced the Bulldogs.
Yeah, you can see already just a little bit of a better approach at the plate. Maybe seeing that rise ball a little bit better, not quite fooling them quite as much as yesterday where that rise ball just was almost unhittable. You do always wonder, you know, as a pitcher, when you have a wind kind of blowing at you, if that makes a little bit of a difference. But Raycroft ready to go.
Pops it up, stays in the infield. Kate's there at second to claim it. So the Pirates, no runs, 1 hit, 2 runners left aboard, no score. Bulldogs coming up to bat for the first time in the bottom of the first.
This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by the Shoning Hip Network. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, use of sound bites and interviews, and use of any other content, including audio or video, without the direct written consent and permission by the Shoning Hip Network is strictly prohibited and protected by federal and copyright laws. All rights are reserved by the Shoning Hip Network and SHNSports.com.
Not a great. They're going to have to get a stellar outing from Bailey Meyer, and she's going to have to keep this Bulldog offense in check.
Lockley, Jordan, McEachern, 1, 2, and 3. Third baseman Kyla Lockley leads things off. Lockley, the senior from Wharton, Texas, out of Bowling High School.
And as we said with Meyer, you can't walk anybody. You can't give any free passes. In the field, you've got to be clean. Can't afford any errors. You've got to play pretty much perfect ball in the field.
And hits the first batter up to face her.
My exact point. That's just not a good sign there. TLU gets their leadoff runner on, their leader in steals, who has over 35 on the season. You know she's going to be in motion at some point, and now the pressure is on Southwestern.
Brings up the Bulldogs center fielder, Kelly Jordan. Jordan, the freshman from Brenham, already one aboard and no outs. As good as this Bulldog team is, both in the circle and at the plate, you cannot let them build an early lead.
Jordan, a 382 hitter, as she takes strike one there. 3 doubles, 2 triples, 16 RBI. We mentioned Lockley, 36 stolen bases in 37 attempts. Jordan, who's right behind her, 29 stolen bases in 30 attempts.
Runner takes off. Francis with the throw. Not in time. And a Lockley steals second to put herself in scoring position.
I mean, just nothing you can do about it. Lockley just swiped second really with no issue. Wasn't even that bad of a throw from Francis. It was on target, but Lockley just too quick.
Jordan back in, awaiting the 1-1. Finds the outside corner, now 1 and 2, and here's how the Pirates will start defensively. Myers the pitcher, Caitlin Francis behind the plate, the infield from third to first. Hearn on the hot corner, Silvas at short, Mary Alex Crosby at second, Caitlin Kofer at first. The outfield, Grace Phelps in left, Taylor Curtis in center, and Sydney Scott in right. 1-2, just off the mark, and the count evens.
You know, we talk about Raycroft. She is first in the conference in strikeouts. Bailey Meyer is number 2 in the conference, 91 strikeouts on the season. She is a strikeout pitcher, and she could use one right here.
2-2. Just outside of that one in the river. Called ball 3, and the count now full to Jordan.
Yeah, that just missed off the plate. That was actually a great location there by Meyer. Just couldn't get the call there, and count now full.
Payoff pitch, fouled off by Jordan. You mentioned Meyer, her stats. When she is on, she is incredible. But that is the question, is which Bailey Meyer will we see today?
Yeah, when we've seen Bailey Meyer on, she's been as good as it gets. Really, you know, throughout the conference, one of the top pitchers. When she hasn't been on, which we saw earlier this week against Dallas, it can be tough.
Jordan takes, called for strike 3, goes down, a looking big strikeout for Meyer and the Pirates.
Yeah, Meyer, perfect spot there on the outside corner. Nothing Jordan could do with that one, and there's one away. Big strikeout. Now can Meyer build that confidence as the heart of the order steps to the plate for the Bulldogs?
Brings up the first baseman, Kelsey McEachern, the senior from Atascocita out of Huffman High School.
McEachern, she takes ball 1 outside. Comes to the plate, a .297 average, 6 doubles, 24 RBI. That's TLU trying to jump out to the early lead.
Blowing in, 2-0 to McEachern.
You know, it's actually been interesting, Kit. The 4th inning has been the Bulldogs' inning. They've scored 11 runs in this tournament in the 4th inning alone. They've actually been a little slower out the gate at the plate. May not be the case here today.
Catches the inside corner, 2-1.
Nice 2-0 pitch there from Meyer. Showing no fear there, comes on the inside. Featuring clearly not sitting on that pitch, takes it for a strike.
Looks to go outside, that's going to get through the right side for a base hit. They will hold Lockley at third. The throw comes in from Scott, with the Bulldogs with runners on the corners. And 1 out in the bottom of the first.
Great piece of hitting there by McEachern. She just took that outside pitch through the right side. And TLU runners at first and third, and only 1 down with their top home run hitter at the plate.
Brings up Their designated player, the freshman Haley Padilla out of Smithson Valley. You mentioned the Dogs, maybe a little slow, but once they've seen a pitcher, they've gone through the order once, they make the necessary adjustments a second time up.
Yeah, they absolutely do.
That one gets away from Francis, but bounces right back to her. And it keeps McEachern and Alockley at first and third, respectively.
Very fortunate for the Pirates. That literally hit the backstop and bounced right back to Francis, so neither runner could advance there. Pitch way outside there from Meyer. Padilla on the season, a .359 average, 9 doubles, 8 home runs, 27 RBI.
Watches it, paint the bottom of the zone. Count now 1-1.
And we've mentioned Meyer, a strikeout pitcher. McEachern over at first only has 2 stolen bases, but we've mentioned how aggressive this team is on the base pass. 155 stolen bases and 168 attempts this season. Don't be surprised if they try to move her to second at some point.
Low and away, 2 balls and a strike to Padilla.
If you're Meyer, you'll take one of 2 things. If McEachern doesn't move, you'll take a ground ball here for a possible double play. You'll take a pop-up in the infield. And I guess it should say 3 things, because you'll also take a strikeout here.
You mentioned that wind now heading out to left center. The changeup in for strike 2. McEachern takes the opportunity to steal second. Now a pair of Dogs in scoring position.
Yeah, maybe froze Padilla up a little bit. I don't think she was looking for that, so just takes it for a strike. And now the count at 2-2. And now a pair of runners on for Padilla.
Outside, another full count.
And this all starts, Kit, with a walk. And it goes to my point with this TLU team. If you want a chance to beat the number 2 team in the nation, any ranked team really for that matter, you can't give them any free passes. You just can't.
And the leadoff batter, Lockley, hit by a pitch. He's able to swipe a bag. Payoff pitch, but he fouls it off. Cates, the second baseman, waiting on deck.
Cates yesterday had a home run against the Bulldogs, and she may come to the plate with a chance to make an impact early on.
3-2 outside. Padilla able to restrain herself, and the walk loads the bases.
Excellent at bat there by Padilla. Really battled, fouled some pitches off, and did a nice job forcing that walk. And now the Bulldogs, with the bases loaded, have a chance to really take control of this game early on.
Give Padilla a ton of credit. You saw a little twitch. She wanted to pull the trigger, was able to hold back, and rewarded with a walk. Now Madison Cates up to bat, the sophomore from Baytown Sterling. Bases loaded, 1 out, no score in the bottom of the first.
As Cates takes ball 1, you can see she's really, really hugging the batter's box there. And so the Pirates try to go inside on her, just misses the spot. Now she opens her stance up a little bit. That first pitch, though, she was right against the chalk.
Change up, misses low. 2-0 goes the count.
Just can't do this. 22 pitches, 9 strikes. That is just not going to get it done against this team. And it's just asking for trouble here early on.
Cates to center field, off the wall. 1 Bulldog run comes in to score, and now another. Cates with a 2 RBI double, and Texas Lutheran, it takes a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, you get behind 2-0. You got to get one over the plate for a strike when the bases are loaded, and Cates is just sitting on it and drives that to left center. 2 RBI double, and just like that, the Bulldogs with the early lead.
TLU has won 49 straight in regular season conference play. They have lost once this year. They have won 4 consecutive tournament championships. They are looking to make it 5 and off to a good start with a 2-0 lead. 1 out and a pair of runners still in scoring position.
Yeah, it's not much of a better start here for TLU. They get the early runs across the board. They get the early lead, and they have their ace in the circle. About a perfect start here for TLU.
Now their shortstop, Cassie Roach, comes to bat, the sophomore from Gregory Portland. Fouls the first pitch off the hands.
Roach, as we've mentioned, the SCAC Player of the Year, earning that illustrious award this season. The shortstop for the Bulldogs.
There are a lot of players that were in the running for that prestigious award. Roach able to come away with it.
Impressively so. I mean, we've seen this weekend a lot of good players. You think of Anna Dunn and her terrific season with Centenary. You think of Caitlin Kofer, the season she's had with Southwestern. A lot of good players this season.
1-1, slapped right back through the circle. Another run comes in to score. The RBI single from Roach, and it's 3-0 Bulldogs.
And it's just as I said, Kit, you know, you start off with a couple of walks, you get a couple runners on, and you just can't do that with the Bulldogs. They're going to make you pay about every time. And pretty much every time we've seen any free passes, TLU has made you pay.
And we are going to see a change in the circle. We'll have the new Pirates pitcher when we return.
Hey friends, Rob Hipp here, Director of Operations with SHN Sports. Need a friendly reminder of upcoming broadcasts? We have a simple solution. Join the SHN VIP list today. Stay up to date with upcoming broadcasts, events, and other exclusive content. Visit shnsports.com/VIP. That's shnsports.com/VIP.
Pirates making a change in the circle. It'll be Lindsay Longuet, the sophomore righty from Missouri City, Texas, out of Ridge Point High School, taking over. So Meyer, 1 out recorded, gave up 3 hits, 3 runs, and now Longuet comes in. See if she can get the Pirates going. Runner takes off to second. The throw home in time. Nicely done. Good play there from Silva. Knew what was coming and was wise to it.
Yeah, it was a nice job there. As they come home, Angela Frobe's coming out. I think having a quick conversation with the home plate umpire. I think she just didn't like the. I don't think it was anything intentional. Kind of just ran into Francis a little bit at home, but wasn't any sort of big collision or anything like that. Obviously, that is disallowed in collegiate baseball and softball, but I just think she knew she was gunned and just was trying to just take the easy out.
It does pick up the second out. Roach moves on to second. The left fielder Ouellette at the plate. Skylar Ouellette, the freshman from Corpus Christi, another Gregory Portland product.
She's been outstanding so far in this tournament. She hitting .750 right now, which is actually leading the Bulldogs. She's been quite dangerous at the plate.
2-0 count to Ouellette.
Well, we've said it. You got to get Longuet out here, and hopefully Longuet can try and tamper these or keep these TLU bats at bay. You know, we've said how hard it is just to get a hit off of Maitland Raycroft. Now you're looking at a 3-0 deficit. You know, can you even scratch a couple runs out? We'll have to see throughout the afternoon.
And we wondered, Longuet's certainly been the Pirates' ace as the season has progressed. The Bulldogs electing to throw their ace over to Silvas at short. The throw in time, 6-3 ends the inning, but not before the Bulldogs take the lead. 3 runs on 3 hits, 1 runner left aboard. Pirates will be coming from behind as we head to the top of the second.
Hey Hey friends, Rob Pipp here, Director of Operations with SHN Sports. Need a friendly reminder of upcoming broadcasts? We have a simple solution. Join the SHN VIP list today. Stay up to date with upcoming broadcasts, events, and other exclusive content. Visit shnsports.com/VIP. That's shnsports.com/VIP.
Top of the second. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 coming up for the Pirates. They trail the Bulldogs 3-0. The Pirates are going to have to play from behind. As good as Raycroft has been, they're going to have to, well, as you so correctly said, figure out a way to scratch a few runs across.
Yeah, they're going to have to. I actually like their approach at the plate through that first inning. They actually put a little bit of pressure on the Bulldogs there in the first, and they're going to have to keep that up at the plate. But I tell you, it's going to be an uphill climb to try to get 3 or more runs off Maitland Raycroft. You're going to hopefully try to find a way to maybe chase her and see if you can get into that bullpen.
Curtis, Hearn, and Crosby. Center fielder Taylor Curtis leads things off, the senior from Bryan.
Of course, when we talk about trying to chase Raycroft, but they have the second best pitcher in the SCAC waiting in Jordan Bishop, so it's not like it gets any easier.
Popped up, fouled. Not only Bulldog and Pirate fans in attendance, you see the Patriots from UT Tyler, their coaching staff here as well, doing a little scouting. I saw the head coach there with a radar gun trying to track Raycroft, anticipating seeing them in the regionals.
They very well know what's coming up. They know the regionals coming up. Those two are going to face off. I think what will be most interesting is that's fouled back towards us. Is that regional going to be in Tyler? Or is that regional going to be in Seguin? That's probably one thing the Bulldogs have to play for today is they probably want to be at home for the regional.
Last year it was the Patriots who got through, made their way to Oklahoma City.
Yeah, the 2016 national champions. They've been such a stellar program in the state of Texas, along with East Texas Baptist, 2010 national champion. Texas Lutheran thing, well, hey, we need to get into that mix as well, see if we can get into the national championship hunt.
1-2, fouled back again. A nice lead off at bat here from Curtis.
I mean, kid, it's just a tip of a cap to these programs in Texas who have become some of the perennial powers in Division III softball. You've seen it with UT Tyler, you've seen it with ETBU, and Texas Lutheran, now number 2 in the nation, has thrown their name into the hat.
Some of the best talent in the country residing here in the Lone Star State. And those teams doing a great job. They're keeping it here at home.
But after we said, all broadcasts are all going to be chasing, I believe, Virginia Wesleyan, the number 1 team in the nation. What a team that is, the defending national champs. That's going to be interesting to see if anybody can knock them off their throne.
2-2, Curtis fouled away. Speaking of the Marlins, talking about how good Raycroft is. Marlins opponents trying to figure out a way to hit Hannah Hull. She won the national title as a freshman last year. She was beyond impressive and has just continued in her sophomore campaign.
Yeah, she continues to dominate. But for the Bulldogs, for example, you're hoping that Maitland Raycroft can show up, get to OKC, and give her something. You know, we were looking it up yesterday, and I think wise by Wade Wilson, when they took on the Marlins earlier this year, they didn't throw Raycroft. They didn't even throw Bishop. I think Bishop came in relief for about 2 innings, but they did not see Maitland Raycroft at all.
Count now full to Curtis. Payoff pitch. Foul the back yet again off the top pole behind home plate.
You can probably hear the vibrations right now from it where our crowd mic is, as Curtis was right on it. And hey, this is a great at-bat right now by Taylor Curtis to lead off the second. It's got a full count. She's fouled a few pitches off. Trying to get on here for the Pirates.
3-2. Curtis goes down swinging, but a fantastic at-bat nonetheless. And I mentioned how different this Pirates lineup is today facing Raycroft than they were yesterday. I think yesterday they had read a lot of the press clippings. They'd heard about Maitland Raycroft. Well, now they've seen her, and now, well, obviously still impressed, but now not in awe.
Yeah, definitely a different approach at the plate. But let me tell you, that changeup right there from Raycroft, rise ball, and then come with the changeup on 3-2. Nasty, nasty pitch, and just had Curtis way, way ahead. Just shows you how good Raycroft is.
Number 7 hitter in the lineup, third baseman Andrea Hearn at the plate, the sophomore out of League City from Clear Springs High School.
Yeah, Hearn had a big RBI double yesterday. Got him on the board against Centenary and tied the game at 1 at the time. She's had a nice little tournament here for the Pirates. And now she's ahead 2-0 here on Raycroft. But don't be surprised if she goes to the rise ball here on 2-0.
Does indeed, but just misses high. Now the count, 3 balls, no strikes to Hearn.
And that's probably one of their approaches is we got to lay off of this rise ball, or we've at least, if we're looking for it, we've got to be able to foul it off. And that's the two things we've seen today. Either they're laying off of it or they're getting a piece of it to stay alive.
Hearn taking the whole way. Count now 3 balls and a strike.
Now, this Pirate approach today is definitely a different one. You got to like what you're seeing offensively so far from Southwestern.
And Hearn draws the walk. So the second walk in as many innings for Maitland Raycroft.
Yeah, and that is the one thing. We mentioned she's had the no-hitters, but obviously they have been no-hitters, not perfect games. She has had a few walks here and there, and it's just great patience at the plate, and it's just laying off of that rise ball. Because if you can lay off that rise ball, it is going to be a ball the majority of the time.
First pitch to Crosby, ball 1. Crosby, the sophomore out of Houston West Side.
See if Raycroft now missing a little bit with the rise ball. See if she comes back with a fastball or the changeup here.
2-0 count.
Yeah, 6 straight balls now by Raycroft. Pirates are just doing a good job laying off of these pitches.
A runner aboard, 1 away. Crosby at the plate. Francis representing the bottom of the order on deck. Francis, a big cut for strike 1.
Crosby's just got to know in that situation that, that was the 6th straight ball Raycroft has thrown. You got a 2-out count. Unless that's in your wheelhouse, you probably should lay off and take a strike there, and that would have been ball 3.
Finds the outside corner to even the count.
Just hit the black there. I thought that was going to be ball 3 as well, but apparently just painted the black, and now the count goes to 2-2. You can see a couple of the Southwestern fans very much disagreeing with that call.
In for strike 3. Crosby goes down looking.
Now Crosby in that case can't watch that one. That one just right down Broadway. You gotta get a swing on that.
Now 2 outs. Hearn is still at first after drawing the walk in the bottom of the order. The catcher, Caitlin Francis, coming to bat, the freshman from College Station.
Yeah, 5 for 9 at the plate, hitting .556. She's had a great championship series, or championship weekend, I should say. She's been terrific at the plate. She's had a good weekend behind the plate defensively as well. She's really just showing she was a first-team All-SCAC selection, showing why.
Count evens at 1-1. Francis, the only first-team all-conference selection for the Pirates.
Maybe a little bit of a surprise. I think the Pirates were maybe expecting to get a few more with the seasons Kofer and Scott and some of the other Pirates had, but only got 1 in the sense of Francis.
Foul the back. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Sometimes some teams can use that as motivation. Maybe the Pirates use that as a little bit of motivation to get to this point right now this weekend that, maybe feeling a little slighted. I believe Sydney Scott was a big surprise. I don't think she got on either team, which I think was a huge shock to a lot of people with the season she's had.
Maybe use that chip on their shoulder as a momentum, motivation. Inside.
They're really making Raycroft work today. 43 pitches, only 24 over for strikes. They've been patient at the plate. They've made her work. Raycroft still finding a way.
2-2. Francis turns on it, and that is going to drop. Fair. That one in front of Ouellette. The wind may have held that one up. Ouellette unable to get to it, and the Pirates now with runners at first and second.
Yeah, Francis didn't hit it hard, but got it out of the infield and got it to fall. And now runners at first and second with the leadoff hitter, Sydney Scott, coming to the plate. One of the leader in long balls this season for SU.
Fouls off the first pitch, does Scott. Opportunity here for the Pirates. There are 2 outs, but they have 2 aboard.
I love that pitch. I love that she tried to jump on that pitch. Raycroft sometimes likes to go to the fastball and Owen to set up her rise ball. She decides to jump on it, and I don't be surprised to see the rise ball come.
In for strike 2.
And she goes back-to-back fastballs there. Probably not what Scott was expecting. So what does Raycroft go to here? Does she go back to her rise ball? Does she try to get her to chase? She's way ahead.
0-2 to center field. Jordan makes the catch to end the inning. So the Pirates, no runs, 1 hit, 2 left aboard. It stays 3-0. Bulldogs coming up to bat in the bottom of the second.
Welcome to Southwestern.
Bottom of the second, 8-9-1 coming up for the Bulldogs. Their catcher, Alyssa Cantu, will lead things off. Already a 3-0 lead for Texas Lutheran.
Yeah, they got the 3-0 lead. I got to tell you, Kit, though, I like what I'm seeing offensively from Southwestern so far. They're having good approach at the plate, strong ABs. If they keep that up, they may be able to scratch a couple runs across. The problem is they're going to need a few runs, at least 3, to stay in this ballgame.
Now, they've already picked up 2 hits on Raycroft, who in this tournament had thrown 2 no-hitters.
And not to mention 1 against the Pirates.
Cantu, the sophomore from Baytown, another Sterling High School product, digs back in, awaiting the 2-0.
Cantu only a 205 hitter with 4 RBI. Longuet needs to battle back here and get back into the strike zone.
Now 3-0 to Cantu.
And I'm not sure where that one missed. That one looked right over the plate on the outside corner. However, called ball 3. Longuet needs to battle back here. Can't afford to lose Cantu.
Taking the whole way. 3 balls and a strike now.
It looked actually very, very similar to the last pitch, but that one over the plate this time to count at 3-1.
Low for ball 4. Cantu draws the leadoff walk.
I'm going to keep saying it, Kate. You cannot give free passes to the Bulldogs. They will make you pay almost every time.
For the
Just
second
can't do it.
consecutive inning, that's what the Pirates have done. Lockley hit by a pitch, and she led off the game, and now Cantu draws the leadoff walk. Bottom of the order, the right fielder, Cassie Maddox. Maddox, the junior out of Midland. Shows bunt, lays it down. Longuet out of the circle to throw over to first. The well-executed sacrifice bunt moves Cantu to second.
Yeah, that was a great bunt there by Maddox. Got it down, moves the runner into scoring position, and Bulldogs are going to look to add to their lead. But, you know, I go back to yesterday when TLU had the big 8-run inning. Again, it was miscues, it was errors, it was walks. That's what really started that big inning. And the Bulldogs thinking a little bit of the same here in the second.
Back to the top of the order, third baseman Kyla Lockley.
what a game Lockley had yesterday. A pair of home runs. She led the game off yesterday with a home run, then came to the plate later and hit a 3-run home run, swinging a hot bat in that leadoff position.
Yeah, had a grand slam in the 4th. Data Lockley. She was on fire. Not something you often see from your leadoff hitter.
Well, she didn't have any home runs before yesterday, and she found a little bit of a power surge and took 2 out of the park.
Takes this one to left field, and it's going to drop in fair territory. Lockley on to second, slides in safely to throw off line, and Cantu comes in to score. Lockley safe at third. It's 4-0 Bulldogs.
I mean, that's just Southwestern not being aware of who is at the plate, what speed is at the plate. I don't think Lockley ever stopped. She just headed to second, knowing Southwestern's just trying to get it in. And then they try to make a throw over to second, throw it away, so they get an error on the play as well, and another run across the board. Again, Pirates just doing no favors right now.
Lockley at third, just 1 out. The center fielder Jordan comes to the plate. The Pirates need to be very careful. Still early here in the bottom of the second. But as good as TLU is, if they're able to open this one up to a 6 or 7 run advantage, Pirates, it's going to be an even steeper hill to climb.
Well, it could be an early day for the Pirates if they don't start figuring some of these out. I told you at the beginning of the game, if you want to beat TLU, you've got to have a masterful pitching performance. You've got to be very crisp in the field, and neither of those things have been the case so far. You start with walks and hit by pitch. That does no favors, and then errors in the field. That's going to hurt you every time.
Jordan finds herself down in the count, 0-2.
And as we said, this is a pitching staff, a 1.35 ERA as a team.
Jordan fouls it back, out of play.
I would have to look it up, but my guess would be probably those 5 runs they allowed to the Marlins may be the season high they've allowed in runs so far this season. There may have been a anomaly in there somewhere, but that would be probably one of the tops, I would guess.
If it's not, I would be flabbergasted. Down the left field line into foul territory. Hearn there to make the catch. But Lockley takes the opportunity to tag up from third, and it is now 5-0.
5-0 lead now. I mean, TLU, you can't ask for a better start. You want to come out, prove that you're the better team. We're out here. We're here on a mission, and we want to take control of this game. They're doing just that. For Southwestern, I think you got to hate Southwestern. TLU now has 5 runs on only 4 hits.
On the first baseman, Kelsey McEachern at the plate, takes for strike 1. McEachern, one of those seniors who has known nothing but success. Every year she's been in Seguin, has won a conference tournament title.
And that's just the culture this TLU program has built. You're a senior on this team, and that's what you're used to. You know that, when we come to play, we're an SCAC champion, and that's the way it is. Nobody else gets to take this title but us.
We mentioned it yesterday. You can use whatever analogy you want, whatever Fortune 500 company, whatever sports team. It is about the culture, and that is something they most certainly have in Seguin, led by their head coach, Wade Wilson.
He's just done such a great job with this program, building it into the power. Phase 1, take over the conference. They've done just that. They may be winning number 5 here today. Phase 2, get on the national landscape, and they're well on their way to that. It seems like they may make that turn this season. We'll see, obviously, when they get into regional play next weekend. And we can safely say no matter what happens, regional play is going to be happening for them next weekend.
McEachern just a piece of it. Count stays 1-2. 2 away, no one aboard. And hit by the pitch. That one caught her. Thankfully, it caught her on the arm guard there, protecting her elbow.
Yeah, it looked like, she was so tight on the plate. It almost looked like her arm stuck out a little bit, but home plate umpire Gwen Boudreau says otherwise, said it was inside and went off of her elbow, which she had a protective pad on. And Another free pass here for the Bulldogs.
Designated player, the freshman Haley Padilla, back up to bat.
Well, you say freshman Haley Padilla, how scary is that going forward? 8 home runs in her rookie campaign. In that cleanup spot for TLU. You know, teams probably on the other side for Grace Phelps of Southwestern, but you know they've got to be shuddering thinking, man, I got to get 3 more years of Haley Padilla.
Walked her first time up. Watches it outside. The count goes 1 ball, 1 strike out of Smithson Valley, the former Ranger, just northwest of the Alamo City.
I tell you, we've seen, you know, we talk about the good softball team. We have seen quite a few freshmen that have been rather impressive that they're going to be the cream of the crop when it comes to the SCAC in a few years.
Padilla. Silvas makes a great grab, wheeling around and able to come up with it. Great work by Celeste Silvas, ends the inning, but not before the Bulldogs add to their lead. 2 runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left on base. 5-0 TLU as we head to the third. For the third, 2, 3, and 4 coming up for the Pirates. Silvas, Phelps, and Kofer. They trail 5-0. Season on the line and another conference tournament title there as well. The Pirates, well, as we mentioned, they would have to beat the Bulldogs twice today, but they can't worry about that second game. They can't even worry about, they just have to worry about each and every at-bat. There's no 5-run home run. You've got to take it one at a time.
Yeah, you've got to start kind of chipping away, clawing away, and then you've got to start figuring it out in the circle and on the field if you're going to make this sort of comeback. You know, we did a quick little research, you know, as far as we thought 5 runs was maybe the most TLU has given up this season. They gave up 7 to Barry in a win, who is the number 5 team in the country. Very good team. And then actually, their next most was 6 to the Southwestern Pirate team just a few weeks ago. Now, it was a 16-6 win for the Bulldogs. They obviously got it done at the plate, but the Pirates were able to get some runs on them. Let's see what they can do here.
They've been able to score runs on the Bulldogs, and they're going to have to here today. Silvas back in, awaiting the 2-1 from Raycroft.
They got to keep coming with confidence here at the plate. I like what they've done the first 2 innings, but they just haven't had anything to show for it as of yet.
Fouls it back, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And make no mistake, and this is probably more of just how great this TLU pitching staff is. This is a very good Southwestern hitting team. If they can get rolling, they can make some things happen. They hit about 345 as the team has dropped a little bit, probably primarily to that TLU game yesterday, but this is a very good hitting team, number 2 in the conference behind only TLU.
And Silvas on cue sends that one to center field with the leadoff single.
And 3 hits already for the Pirates. You know, they are not as intimidated as we saw yesterday of Raycroft. They are seeing her pitches and actually getting some good swings on her.
Now they just have to bring a run across. They have left runners stranded. I have a feeling if they can score 1, that will certainly give them more momentum.
It would be such a huge confidence boost for them.
And this will go for a base hit. Phelps takes the first pitch to center field, and the Pirates with runners at first and second, no outs in the top of the third.
Phelps now 2 for 2. I'm telling you, you could kind of see it yesterday. She was one who was really kind of on to Raycroft, and today now 2 for 2. She had that big double down the right field line. She was right on that pitch, right back up the middle. And hey, the Pirates, they're not going anywhere yet, but now they've got to strike now. They can't afford to get runners on this inning and not bring anybody around to score. They've got to get 1-2 across the board this inning.
The Bulldogs, who had sent their other ace, Jordan Bishop, to the bullpen earlier to warm up, and will send her back to the bullpen. Bishop, the sophomore righty from Rouse High School in Leander. Kofer at the plate, fouls back the first pitch.
I wouldn't be surprised at any point, even if Raycroft got out of this. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Bishop at any point in this game. I just feel like, Raycroft's done such a good job. She's probably pitched more innings maybe than they wanted to, and they got to have Bishop ready for the regional too. So I imagine Bishop is going to see some innings at some point today.
And as you said, the Pirates cannot wait. We're still early here in the top of the third, but they need to plate at least a run here.
Got to get something across the board here. What's tough, as Kofer takes ball 3 now. May have been ball 2. We're a little off on the scoreboard. We'll double check here with the umpire in a moment. But what can be tough, you're starting to finally maybe figure out Raycroft a little bit, get some good swings on her, and then maybe you see Jordan Bishop next, and you know how good she can be.
Count goes 3-1 to Kofer.
Big opportunity here for the Pirates. Kofer got a 3-1 count. See what she can get here on 3-1.
Fouls it back, and count now full.
And it took a fastball, came right at her wrist on Kofer. If you're Kofer, you got to watch the rise ball here. Raycroft's not afraid to go to it on 3-2. The other pitch you got to watch, we've already seen it once today to Izzy Jack on deck, is that changeup. She likes to mix it in on 3-2.
Payoff pitch, high. Kofer draws the walk to load the bases.
I love the resiliency of this Pirates group. You can hear the dugout. They're not deflated. They're not down. They know what's at stake here. They are up, and they know that, hey, it's 5-0, but we're not out of this yet.
That brings out Bulldogs head coach Wade Wilson. We'll see if there's going to be a change in the mound. Bases loaded. No outs for the Pirates here in the top of the third. They trail 5-0. But this is the best opportunity they have had in the ball game, and they have to make the most of it.
And interesting, this is the first bit of trouble Raycroft has been in. As we said, she's pitched as well as you can pitch. A couple of no-hitters. She's been pretty perfect. And now she's looking at bases loaded, nobody out. This is the big point in this game. This is the chance for Southwestern to get back into this, make this a game. They got to get something here. They cannot afford. You almost got to think they got to get maybe a 2, maybe even 3 out of this.
Popped up behind home plate. Cantu there to make the catch for the first out. And I like the fact that Coach Wilson is going to leave Raycroft in. If this team is going to make it to the Women's College World Series, where that is their ultimate goal, if they're going to get through the regionals, well, they're going to encounter some tough times. They're encountering tough times here, letting Raycroft work through it on her own.
Yeah, and that's what they want to see. How can Raycroft work out of these situations? That was a huge out there. They get Jack just to pop up in the foul territory. What a huge out. Now there's one away. I tell you, anything can happen, but if Raycroft can get out of this with nothing allowed, that might be it for the Pirates. This is such a big situation here.
Curtis chases it and goes down in the count 0-2.
If you're the Pirates, don't go away from what you've been doing now. You've been doing such a good job working Raycroft. Now you have a big situation. You know you want to make the big hit, make the big play, but be smart still at the plate.
Outside, Curtis not biting.
Raycroft's up to 63 pitches already, only 37 over the plate for strikes, and that's more of a credit to the Pirates and their patience at the plate and their good approach that we've seen.
In for strike 3. Curtis goes down looking for the second out.
Yeah, I mean, quite frankly, you just can't watch that pitch. That one's right over the plate. You know, it may not be your pitch, but you've at least got to try and foul it off, try to do something with it, but you can't just watch strike 3 there with the bases loaded.
Now the third baseman, Andrea Hearn, comes to bat. 2 away, bases still loaded after a pair of singles and a walk to lead off the inning. First pitch called strike one. And James, you said it. If the Pirates are unable to put a run across here, that is going to totally send the momentum right back to the Bulldogs. The 5-0 lead, if they can keep it that way. Pirates had the bases loaded in no outs.
Yeah, that would be very, very deflating to this Pirate squad if they can't get something across here on Raycroft after loading it with no outs. But they still got a chance here with Hearn.
Fouls it off. Count moves to 1-2.
And I agree. I could not agree with you more with how Wade Wilson handled this situation. He could have easily went ahead and went to Bishop, but he knows that these are going to be some situations coming up, not just if they make it to OKC, but also in the regionals. And he needs his ace pitcher to be able to pitch out of something like this.
Count evens 2-2 to Hearn. Hearn drew a walk in her first at bat.
Hearn has shown great patience at the plate with Raycroft. Even going back to yesterday, she actually had a walk in yesterday's game. I think the only walk Raycroft surrendered.
Another pitch fouled back.
If the Pirates got to get something, can Hearn find a gap here and get 2 across, maybe 3? You know, you see that right center gap wide open, as you see the center fielder shaded towards left center. You actually even see the left fielder more shaded towards the line. How they kind of have this shifted, leaving a wide gap in right center. You think if you go outside, can you go with that into right center?
2-2 catches the corner. Hearn goes down looking to end the inning, and the Bulldogs dugout explodes.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty deflating there for Southwestern. They're going to have to go out and try to make a quick inning in the bottom of the third, but TLU has just taken all the momentum back. We are heading to the bottom of the third, 5-0 TLU, leading Southwestern.
Bottom of the third, Bulldogs able to get out of a huge jam. The Pirates had the bases loaded, no outs. And then, well, some masterful pitching from Maitland Raycroft. And it is still 5-0 Bulldogs. They're going to be looking to add to it 5, 6, and 7 coming to bat.
You know, a few things as Kate steps to the plate. Number one, again, it's worth repeating. Got to give credit to Coach Wilson there. Keep your ace in, see what she can do. She's able to get out of it with nothing allowed as that first pitch misses for a ball. Now, number two, the momentum. I mean, you could hear it in the dugout from TLU after that final out was recorded. For Southwestern, how resilient are you right now? How are you going to battle back right here? Are you going to fold right now? Is TLU going to put another 3 or 4 spot on the board and make this a 5-inning game? Or are you going to battle back, realize that, hey, we had a big opportunity, we can get hits off this team, and go from there?
Kate's at the plate, 2-0 count. Had a 2 RBI double in her first at bat. Watches it low. Now 3 balls, no strikes to Cates. Roach waiting on deck. Roulette to follow.
Well, we've said it twice now. The first inning started off with a hit by pitch, turned into a 3-run inning. The second inning started with a walk. It turned into a 2-run inning. 3-0 now. It's going to be another hit by pitch. And for TLU, could be another big inning.
Okay, it's hit by the 3-0 pitch. Coach Frobase out to speak with the home plate umpire, Gwen Boudreau.
I think she's a little frustrated with a few things. I think she's frustrated with the strike zone a little bit. I think she thought a couple pitches there were over the plate. that she thinks maybe the call's been made one way but not on the other. I think she's going to let Boudreaux know about that. And then, and really there's nothing you can do about this. TLU's kind of they're really in on the plate right now. And I think it's where a couple of those hit-by pitches have come from. But, I mean, it's not a rule in college softball. You don't have to get out of the way. If it comes at you, you can just turn around and take it and head down to first.
Can't lean into it, but you do not have to get out of the way either.
We'll be ready to go here in just a minute as Roach is going to come to the plate. But, you just have to deal with that as a pitcher. If they're going to crowd the plate, then there's nothing you can really do. You got to pitch around it, and you've got to be disciplined enough that you can still come inside and make it difficult on them without hitting them.
Roach already 1 for 1, an RBI single, her first at bat. That made it 3-0. Takes first pitch for strike 1.
Yeah, nice pitch there on the outside. Nice breaking ball. That's been kind of Longuet's go-to pitch. It's been pretty good all weekend long. One of the reasons she's gotten 3 wins in the tournament.
Slaps it foul. Count 0-2 to Roach.
Wade Wilson showing some fielding skills off down the third base line. Makes a nice grab there. But the good news for Longuet, getting ahead 0-2 here.
Fouls it back. Count remains 0-2.
That's a great 0-2 pitch by Longuet, but an even better job by Roach being able to foul that one off and stay alive. Love the location, but love it even more that Roach was able to get a piece of that one.
Conference Player of the Year. Watches it outside for ball 1.
Another good location there from Longuet. Like that on 0-2. Roach shows good patience, but Longuet still in control here, headed in the count.
First time that Roach has seen Longuet. She faced Meyer in her first at bat. This is lifted down the left field line, and Phelps makes the grab in foul territory.
Okay, nice job by Longuet after the hit by pitch. Would have been a 4-pitch walk, whatever you want to call it. She battles back, gets the foul out on the Player of the Year, and gets the first out. Now, obviously, Longuet, got thrown into a tough situation. Bailey Meyer, just again, a tough start. Just couldn't find the plate, struggled with some location, and so she had to be thrusted in after pitching 4 times this weekend. So we get it's a tough situation. They're going to need something big from her.
Runner takes off to second, and they got her. Great work. Fantastic throw from Francis. Silvas there to apply the tag.
I tell you, that was right on the money. What a throw by Francis. A bang-bang play. Daryl Woody right on it, though. Calls her out. And there's 2 away in the inning. But, wow, what a throw by Caitlin Francis. I mean, could not – if it's not in that spot, she's safe.
All Silvas had to do was make the catch because it was right there to tag Cates if she tried to slide in.
You could feel a little bit, not going to say it's a momentum shift per se. TLU's still in control, but you can feel a little bit of, positivity, a little bit from the crowd here, maybe to try to get them back into it. Now, can Longuet finish it off and make it a quick inning, which would be big here for the Pirates?
Ouellette at the plate, waiting the 0-1, now 1-1.
What more can you say? This Bulldog lineup, I mean, they've just done it all this weekend. They've been perfect in the field. They've been great in the circle, and they have been so good at the plate.
2 balls and a strike. Pirates are able to hold the Bulldogs scoreless here in the bottom of the 3rd. That would be a big step in the right direction.
Absolutely.
Ouellette watches it low. Now 3 balls and a strike.
If Longuet can battle back, he just got a little bit of a break there and got the bases cleared up. I don't want to put somebody right back on with 2 gone.
Off the hands, pops it up. Longuet lost it in the sun. And it is going to...
It's going to be a foul ball. That was brilliant there by Andrea Hearn. She saw the ball hit, nobody ever touched it, and she just stood back and watched it trickle foul and then made the touch. Brilliant, brilliant move by the third baseman.
And great work there from Hearn, the sophomore, very intelligent. Longuet unable to come up with it, lost it in the sun, but Hearn saw the way it was rolling, wisely didn't touch it, And now, Ouellette back awaiting the payoff pitch. 3-2 goes down swinging to end the inning.
Give an assist to Andrea Hearn there. That was big.
Top of the fourth. Pirates trailing the Bulldogs 5-0, but able to keep the Bulldogs scoreless in the bottom of the third. It'll be 8-9-1 up for the Pirates. They will lead it off with a pinch hitter. It'll be number 20, McKenna Zink, the sophomore from League City.
Yeah, get a little power at the plate, see if they can get something started. Hey, I mean, for the Pirates, they've had runners on in every inning. They've had opportunities. They've left 7 runners on base, though. They've got to find a way. They're doing a good job getting runners on, but they got to find a way to get them home.
Zink fouls off the first pitch.
And Zink, the catcher, one of the catchers on this team, splits time. She has split time all season with Caitlin Curtis. We have primarily seen Curtis in the tournament. Actually, I believe it's the first at-bat we've seen from Zink in this tournament.
Fouls this back, and the count goes 0-2. Francis waiting on deck, and they'll be back to the top of the order with Scott.
You know, Raycroft hasn't quite been as sharp as she has been in the first 2 games, but she got out of such a big situation in the third inning. I'm wondering how that affects her going forward, and you see already getting ahead 0-2 on Zink.
Raycroft back in the circle now for her 4th inning of work.
And we're talking off air, and my guess would be, you know, this game right now set to go 7 innings. If it gets over 8, that will change. But my guess would be she goes 4, maybe 5 innings, and then I imagine we may see Jordan Bishop try to close it out.
1-2 to Zink. Zink able to foul it off yet again.
And Zink staying on. I think that's what was, not to harp on last thing, but I think that was so disappointing about the last couple of batters is they've done such a good job battling Raycroft, and to see back-to-back strikeouts looking was disappointing.
Zink goes down for the first out of the inning.
Got one down. Good pitch there by Raycroft. Hasn't had a lot of strikeouts today, but gets one there.
Brings up the bottom of the order with the catcher, Caitlin Francis.
I say she hasn't had a lot of strikeouts. She's had 6. That's just
I
guess, what we're used to.
By her lofty standards, if it's not in double digits, I don't think she's worried. Her probably not up to what she's used to, as I said.
Not meeting her quota, as that one's in there for a strike. Francis, one of the ones who has a hit today, 1 for 1. Hit one into left, her first at bat.
Francis fouls it back, and the count quickly 0-2.
You can already kind of see a difference right now. You know, one thing, Raycroft has struggled actually getting behind some batters. You know, first 2 batters, getting ahead 0-2. And that's more of what she wants set up, where she can set up so many different pitches.
Outside, Raycroft, see if she's trying to set up Francis for this next pitch.
And we haven't seen quite as many rise balls, even in this inning. They just, maybe one of those pitches just usually her bread and butter, but just maybe a little bit off today. She's got to rely on some of her other pitches.
1-2. Francis just enough of it to stay alive. And that's one thing we saw her in those 2 no-hitters. It was a lot of rise balls, as you might imagine. She found her footing early and it was just cruising along. Has not had that same success early here.
I wonder, just with the wind blowing, I wonder if that's affecting it a little bit. The wind definitely a little bit stronger than we've seen in the last 2 days, and I wonder if that's playing a difference.
Popped up, stays in the infield. Lockley there to make the catch.
That just went right at her wrist there. Francis couldn't get around on it. 2-way now in the inning.
Back to the top of the order, right fielder Sydney Scott comes to the bat.
Scott, the leadoff hitter, 0 for 2. She struck out looking her first at-bat. But I tell you, that second at-bat, she had runners at first and second. She gave one of Raycroft's pitches a nice ride. Probably one of the better swings we've seen today, but hit it right into center field.
Fouls it off. Strike 1.
Yeah, Jordan over in center field can cover so much ground. One of the speedsters, one of the many speedsters in this Bulldog lineup.
They can steal bases when they get aboard. They can cover a lot of ground when they're out in the diamond defensively. 0-2 to Scott.
I find that interesting pitch call. They were setting up inside there on Scott, and there's such a large gap in the right center. They must think Scott can't get around on it, because if Scott can turn on one and send it to right center, she's got such a large gap there, she could probably find herself on third.
Chance to sit the Pirates down in order. Scott says not so fast, sends that one to right field with a 2-out single.
You know, I mean, Kit, the fact of the matter is, look at the hit count right now. The Pirates are actually out hitting the Bulldogs 5-4. The difference has been on the other side of things. TLU's been able to cash in on their opportunities and take advantage of some miscues from the Pirates. On the other side, Southwestern has simply left 7 runners on base.
You cannot leave 7 aboard against the team as good as TLU. Silvas up to bat. Quick 1-0 count.
And some of that credit has to go to Raycroft, and this is probably what I would bet you, as much as Wade Wilson has probably enjoyed the 2 no-hitters, I bet he's enjoying this even a little bit more. Maybe a little bit stressful for him, as that one's going to be hit up the middle. But he probably likes to see his pitcher working through some situations like this.
Right over the head of Raycroft, had to duck. But now, Pirates, a 2-out rally of sorts. The last 2 batters able to come up with the base hits. And Phelps comes to the plate. She is 2 for 2.
I've got to say now, this is who I like at the plate for Southwestern. She has seen Raycroft really, really well in almost all of her at-bats against her, including yesterday. Even in the no-hitter, she has seen her very well.
Takes low from ball 1.
And again, this is a big moment. The Pirates got to find a way to get 1 or 2, scratch a couple runs off of Raycroft if you can. It can build a little momentum, and we still got some softball left to play.
They left the bases loaded at their last at-bat, unable to take advantage. Popped up. Lockley in foul territory makes the catch to end the inning, and the Pirates leave another 2 stranded. It stays 5-0 Bulldogs as we head to the bottom of the 4th.
This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by the Shoning Hip Network. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, use of sound bites and interviews, and use of any other content, including audio or video, without the direct written consent and permission by the Shoning Hip Network is strictly prohibited and protected by federal and copyright laws. All rights are reserved by the Shoning Hip Network and SHNSports.com.
Bottom of the fourth, Bulldogs coming to bat, looking to add to this 5-0 lead. It'll be 8-9-1. Cantu, Maddox, Lockley up for TLU. Taking a look at the stats, the Pirates actually lead in hits. They have 6, only 4 for the Bulldogs. And the other stat that stands out aside from the score, of course, runners left on base. The Pirates have left 9 stranded, just 2 by the Bulldogs.
That's been the difference. You know, the Bulldogs taking advantage of the opportunities they've had, and taking advantage of an error by the Pirates, taking advantage of some free passes, and Southwestern, they've had those same opportunities, but just haven't been able to cash in. But obviously, the biggest one being back in the third, the bases loaded and nobody out, and not being able to get anything across.
9 runners left on base.
As it counts 1-1 again, I really do. I believe Wade Wilson has got to be really pleased.
And another leadoff batter given a free pass as Cantu is hit by the pitch.
I mean, for Southwestern, this is the one batter that's in the low 200s. This is the one chance you can, get a quick out, as there's going to be a pinch hitter, or a pinch runner, I should say, for TLU. You just can't afford to just put her on and give her a free pass there.
That is something the Pirates have done every time the Bulldogs have come to bat. A pair of walks, a pair of Bulldogs hit by pitches. Kelly Chatham, the freshman from Moody, has the pinch runner at first.
Chatham, 6 for 6 in stolen bases this season.
Bottom of the order, right fielder Maddox at the plate.
And she's already got 1 sack bunt. She's already showing it again as the Bulldogs going to try to add on to this lead. It's weird to kind of say the Bulldogs maybe a little fortunate to have the lead that they have, but they'll take it and they'll look to add on to it here.
Well, that's what good teams do. They find a way to win. Even when things aren't going their way, their ace maybe not having her best outing, they find a way to win. They find a way to get runs across, and that is what TLU has done so far.
That one misses for a ball. Yeah, and on the other end of that spectrum, that you've got to cash in on opportunities if you're going to beat good teams. That's just the fact of the matter. You can't, you can't leave bases loaded with nobody out. And then you had kind of another opportunity getting some runners on and still weren't able to get anything. You got to be able to cash in. And if you want to pull upsets and try to force game 2s.
Maddox back in, awaiting the 3-1. Rips that foul down the third base line.
We mentioned with Maddox, 40 RBI on the season. That leads the team, and she hits in the 9-hole. We've seen some 9-hole hitters this weekend that have just not been your typical 9-hole hitters.
Maddox certainly is not. Back in. Waiting the payoff pitch. Fouls it back.
You think back, you got Francis, who's in the 9-hole from Southwestern, maybe has been the best hitter this weekend for the Pirates. You think to Hernandez from Schreiner was in the 9-hole, and then for a few games, Ancelot from Centenary was in the 9-hole.
Those are anything but your typical 9-hole hitters. Payoff pitch inside, and Maddox draws the walk.
You kind of see Coach Frobase through that kind of over in the dugout, and just seems a little bit frustrated. Thought that was pretty close to the plate, but it ends up being ball 4. And again, here you go again. Back-to-back free passes, a hit by pitch, a walk, and now with nobody out, the Bulldogs looking to take advantage.
Back to the top of the order. Third baseman Kyla Lockley at the plate. Lockley already with an RBI double, as that is going to, well, they're going to call her out of the box, and Lockley goes down for the first out of the inning.
Boy, I tell you, if that wasn't called out of the box, Angela Frobase might have lost it, because they all, not only the entire bench, the entire Southwestern side, everybody jumped up and yelled out of the box. As they're all, I guess, trying to give a hand to Gwen Boudreaux, thinking they're helping out a little bit.
Audience participation.
Yeah, exactly. Big out, though. That's a huge out there for the Pirates to get one away now. How can they get 2 more and keep this a 5-0 game?
Jordan at the plate. Jordan a strikeout looking and a sac fly. Her sac fly made it 5-0.
speedy center fielder.
Foul the back and count now 1-1.
Jordan had to, we've seen a few Bulldogs get hit by a pitch. Jordan had to watch herself as the pole was taking aim at her there. But again, it's 2 runners on. I remind you again, Kit, 5 runs in the game for TLU on only 4 hits.
Good eye watches it low and away. 2 balls and a strike now. Chops it over to Southwestern short, applies the tag, the throw in time, and the double play ends the inning.
Great play there by Silvas, having the wherewithal to know that I can tag the runner right here, get the quick out, and be able to double up the speedy Jordan. We are through 4. TLU still holds a 5-0 lead, top of the 5th, coming your way shortly.
Hey friends, Rob Hipp here, Director of Operations with SHN Sports. Need a friendly reminder of upcoming broadcasts? We have a simple solution. Join the SHN VIP list today. Stay up to date with upcoming broadcasts, events, and other exclusive content. Visit shnsports.com/VIP. That's shnsports.com/VIP.
To the 5th we go. Part of the order, 4, 5, and 6 coming up for the Pirates, trailing 5-0, but they have kept the Bulldogs scoreless since the 2nd. The Pirates have done their job defensively. Now they've got to get something going offensively.
Yeah, they do. They've had opportunity after opportunity here early on. Now they've got to start trying to cash in on these opportunities. They've gotten a runner on in every single inning thus far. Let's see if they can get it here. It's not going to be easy as Raycroft back out.
Kofer and Jack Curtis due up. Takes, the count goes 1-1.
As we mentioned, this is the championship game. TLU, they're able to hold on. They will win their 5th straight conference title. If SCU can make a comeback, we'll play another game.
Now 2 balls and a strike. Raycroft out for her 5th inning of work, has given up 6 hits, but no runs. Pirates have left 9 runners stranded. Catches the outside corner, 2-2 to Kofer.
Yeah, just caught the outside corner there, and count now even at 2-2.
Count goes full.
Tell you, we're in the top of the 5th. Raycroft is already up to 92 pitches in this game. They have worked her hard, and what's been impressive is she has found a way to keep the Pirates off the board.
Pops it up, and that is going to drop. Finds the Bermuda Triangle in right center. Kate's backtracking, couldn't get to it. Neither could Jordan nor Maddox. A leadoff single for Kofer.
Yeah, I was just in a tough spot, really. Nobody could get to it. I think the wind played a little bit of a factor in that pop-up, too, and that is going to be it for Raycroft. We're going to see a new pitcher. It's going to be Jordan Bishop. We're going to tell you a little bit about her when we come back.
This This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by the Shoning Hip Network. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, use of sound bites and interviews, and use of any other content, including audio or video, without the direct written consent and permission by the Shoning Hip Network is strictly prohibited and protected by federal and copyright laws. All rights are reserved by the Shoning Hip Network and SHNSports.com.
This is Brad Tillery.
This is Chuck Cricks.
This is Matt Leishman. This is Steven Stein.
This is Abby Hake.
This is Carl Schoening.
And this is Rob Hipp, and we are SHN Sports, your source for live high school football action in Central Texas. Please join us on Thursday and Friday nights for live coverage before, during, and after the games. That's SHNSports.com. Your team, your broadcast.
2015 10-5 touchdown Dakota Cahill.
Top of the fifth. Pirates a leadoff single from Kofor, and that triggers the change in the circle for Wade Wilson's Bulldogs, and he is going to bring Jordan Bishop in for Maitland Raycroft. Bishop, 5'8" sophomore righty from Rouse High School, Leander, just to the west of us.
Bishop, a 2.28 ERA, 9-0 on the season, 15th appearance, 61 and a third innings pitched.
First pitch outside, catcher unable to snag it, and Kofor safely on to second.
And here we go, Southwestern, another opportunity. Runner in scoring position, 7 hits today. Now, you've seen Raycroft, how good she's been. It doesn't get any easier when you have Bishop in, a little bit of a different style, a little bit of a different sort of pitches you're going to see. But here's your chance.
Jack at the plate, Curtis waiting on deck. Pirates, they don't have any time to waste. Jack over to short, and the gun from Roach to McEachern. He just gave a look at Kofor, froze her, and then fired to first for the first out.
God, what a strike that was, too. Kofor smart there, didn't try to advance. Just took a couple steps off and got back, and Bishop gets the first out.
Center fielder Taylor Curtis now at the plate. Curtis a pair of strikeouts in his many at-bats. Takes for strike one.
Ash takes the first pitch there, 0-1, and question is, what can the Pirates do this time?
Shows bunt, lays it down. Bishop out of the circle. The throw low. Gets by Cates covering. The Pirates bring Kofor around. And Southwestern is on the board.
Yeah, there's going to be a hit there for Taylor. It was going to be very close, but it'll be a hit and an error. She's able to get on first. And then Kofor able to score on the bad throw there by Bishop. And that's what the Pirates needed there. 8th hit of the game, but then the error by the Bulldogs. And let's see if that brings a little life to this Pirate team.
A huge turn of events there. The Pirates on the board. They've cut it to a 4-run game. Hearn at the plate. Curtis safe at first with 1 out.
Here we go if you're the Pirates. You have 8 hits in this game. You have doubled up the Bulldogs in hits. You have chased their ace pitcher. What can you do now?
Called strike 2 on Hearn.
I'm not sure if Hearn was trying to bunt there, if it was kind of a swinging bunt, just kind of looked like something in the middle. Not totally sure what she was going for there, but now she's down 0-2.
Fouls it off.
A nice job staying alive there by Hearn. The Bulldogs feeling a little bit of pressure here in the top of the 5th. Really, you don't see them very often make errors either. First error of the weekend. As just a bad throw by Bishop to first. Don't know if it would. I think Curtis maybe had it beat out, but
reaches out over to Bishop, able to snag it. Bishop takes a deep breath before making the throw over to first. She collects the second out.
And almost a kind of like a bunt in that situation. Hearn just kind of rolls over it back to the pitcher, but Curtis is able to move into scoring position. So yet again, the Pirates with another chance with a runner in scoring position to cut a little bit deeper into that deficit.
Now Crosby, second baseman, 8-hole hitter at the plate. 2 strikeouts and as many at-bats. But her first time facing Bishop.
No. Zink hit for Crosby in the last at-bat, so she's back to the plate here. She's done a nice job at second base here today.
Over to short. Roach unable to field it. The error on the Conference Player of the Year, Cassie Roach, and that puts Pirates on the corners.
Got to say, a little surprised on that one. Roach just fell right out of her glove. Looked like she had a good beat on it and everything, just couldn't make the play. And you're going to get the hottest Pirate hitter now coming to the plate in Caitlin Francis, and a big opportunity here. All right, we've said it. TLU's been able to take advantage of some miscues by the Pirates, some walks, some hit by batters. This is the Pirates' chance. TLU's made a couple mistakes. Can they take advantage?
Runners on the corners, 2 away. Francis watches the initial offering outside. Ball 1.
You got Francis up now. You also got Scott on deck. A couple big bats for the Pirates. A great opportunity here.
Catches the corner. 1-1 to Francis.
Nice pitch by Bishop there. Great location. Francis taking all the way there. Count even at 1-1.
Francis over to Cates. Fields and fires 4-3, ends the inning. But the Pirates able to bring a run across, and they have cut it to a 4-run game. 5-1 Bulldogs on top as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Doug's assistant. Bottom of the 5th, Bulldogs leading 5-1. Pirates able to plate a run in the top of the inning. Bulldogs looking to extend their lead. And in the heart of the order coming up for TLU, 3, 4, and 5 first baseman Kelsey McEachern at the plate.
That misses for a ball. Counts at 1-0 here to McEachern. Now 1-1. And so, hey, if you're the Pirates, you finally got to run across the board, and you've done a nice job keeping the Bulldogs at bay after the first 2 innings. You got to keep it there and hope that your bats can continue to come through. And 11 runners on base, I mean, that's what's going to hurt at the end of the day. That could be a what could have been type of moment, but you still got some chances left.
2 balls and a strike to McEachern. Padilla waiting on deck. Cates to follow. And that's the stat that stands out. The Pirates leading when it comes to hits. They've doubled up the Bulldogs 8-4, but those 11 batters left on base simply not going to cut it.
Yep, and we're in danger of it again, Kit. Every inning has been led off with either a hit by pitch or a walk, and it is now 3-1 to McEachern.
And McEachern Bulldogs hit by a pitch.
Yeah, she gets hit by a pitch right on that padding again. And, yeah, she'll lead it off with a hit by pitch.
Second time in 3 at-bats, McEachern has been hit. That brings Padilla to the plate.
Pirates have just not made it easy on themselves today in the circle. Longue now has done a good job the last 2 innings being able to get out of it. But you know what it is, kid. If you flirt with fire a little bit too much, you're going to get burned.
That's exactly right. Padilla fouls off the first pitch. Watches it low. Francis lost it, and easily onto second goes McEachern.
And the Bulldogs, you kind of see Wade Wilson a little bit fired up after that inning. Uncharacteristically made a few errors and gave up the first run of the game, first run of this tournament to the Pirates. And you could see he was getting his troops fired up for this this bottom half of the 5th. And maybe TLU has a response here coming up.
Bulldogs got off to a hot start. 3 runs in the first, 2 in the second. They have not scored since. 1-1. Padilla shows bunt, lays it down the third base line. Hearn over to Crosby, who is covering. Picks up the first out, but now McEachern on to third.
Again, you just got to love that. As a coach, as a fan, that is your cleanup hitter. A power hitter has 8 home runs on the season, and she has no problem putting a bunt down the third base line, doing what's best, and moving that runner 60 feet away from scoring. A sac fly can easily bring her in.
Cates at the plate. We're going to have a pinch runner over at third in the place of McEachern. It'll be Jordan Hensley, the junior from Georgia West.
Pitch running for the Bulldogs, number 5, Jordan Hensley.
As Cates
And now
steps
batting
into the
number 10,
box.
Madison Cates.
Cates already today, a 2 RBI double back in the first inning. She has an opportunity to drive another one in right here. Cates has actually had a great tournament. She had the home run yesterday. She has just swung the bat, as has most of the Bulldogs, really, really well.
One-0 from Longue. Cates able to drop it in foul territory past Kofer. Couldn't get to it.
You got this, Maddie. Let's go, Jan.
Watches the 1-1 low, and Francis able to get on top of it.
Great play there. That was a great stop by Francis. Yeah, they got some speed over at third base. Anything that gets by her probably results in a run. Great stop there by the freshman catcher.
Hensley ready to come in if the opportunity presents itself. Cates, good eye, and the count goes 3-1.
For Southwestern today, that has just been the Achilles heel for them.
Cates lifts this one to left center. Goodbye. Madison Cates, the 2-run home run, and the Bulldogs now lead 7-1.
Nothing more to say. She just got all of that one. And she drives that over the left center wall, and TLU has taken this game back, leading 7-1. The walk again comes back to Burnham, and Cates now 4 RBI in this championship game. And keep in mind, the Bulldogs, they're 2 runs away. They can end this thing.
Cassie Roach comes to bat. Conference Player of the Year. Bases cleared after the home run from Cates. Roach takes first pitch for strike one.
Cates.
Only one away.
Cates now 2 for 2 with a double and a home run, 4 RBI.
Cates a home run yesterday. Roach takes, now finds herself down in the count 0-2.
0-2 now the count.
Just low and away. Ball one.
Not a bad spot there on that 0-2 pitch. Get the count back to 1-2.
Now 2-2.
Well, we said coming in how important it was for this pitching staff to just not give any free passes to TLU. On the day, 8 total free passes, 5 of them by hit by pitch, 3 of them by walk. And, the Pirates have done a pretty good job for the most part, being able to get out of some of that situations. It could be worse than it is, but, I mean, nothing more. That's what those 7 runs can be credited to. Free passes that get runners on, and, this is too good of a hitting team to be just putting runners on that way.
You're right about that, and that is going to go for a base hit up the left field line. So Roach, who was down in the count 0-2, got it back even and comes up with the single.
Yeah, TLU, you can tell they responded to what Coach Wilson had to say after that top of the 5th, and they've responded in a strong fashion. Already 2 runs on the board, only 1 out in the inning.
Their left fielder, Skylar Ouellette, now up to bat. Ouellette, a ground out to short, a strikeout, and 2 at-bats, looking for her first hit. Big cut, evens it at 1-1.
Gets the count to 1-1. Longuet trying to respond, and as I said, TLU, I mean, a long ball here and this game's over, and the Pirates do not want that here in this championship game.
Absolutely not. Runner takes off, he called a strike, and that one bounces by Silvas. Roach will stay at second. Now a stolen base to put her in scoring position. Cantu, the catcher, waiting on deck. Longuet shakes off the sign. Time called.
A little disconnect there from Francis and Longuet. Gonna have a quick conversation in the circle.
Ouellette pops this one into left field. That's gonna drop. Phelps unable to get to it. Roach comes in. Ouellette safely in at second with the RBI double.
And now an 8-1 game, and you don't want to call it the game-winning run, but the run that could end this game, I guess is the better way to say it, is now in scoring position with 1 down.
8-1 Bulldogs. Pirates able to hold them scoreless in the 3rd and the 4th. They have found their footing again with 3 here in the bottom of the 5th. Coach Frobase out to talk to her in field.
Just to say that situation, this is our home field. We are in this championship game, and we got to play with a little pride here. We don't want to go home early. We don't want this to end early. Let's get out of this inning and give ourselves a chance here.
Cantu comes to bat, a walk, and hit by a pitch and 2 at-bats.
Now bring the catcher number 9, Alyssa Cantu.
We should mention, in case we do get an early in for this game, to stick with us here on SHN Sports as Cantu takes strike 1. We will have the all-tournament team and the tournament MVP announced. We will have the trophy presentation. And then we will have some post-game interviews with head coach Wade Wilson and the MVP of the tournament. So we'll have all that coming your way in SHN Sports as we prepare to wrap things up here at the SCAC Softball Championship.
1-1 now to Cantu. 1 away, 1 aboard. Cantu underneath it, pops it to center. Curtis makes the catch. Runner wisely elects not to tag up. Ouellette stays at second and brings up the bottom of the order with the right fielder, Cassie Maddox.
Big out there for Longuet, and it'll come down to Maddox as a base hit from Maddox can end it. Or this game can be extended if Longuet can get out of it. Looks like before that we're going to see a pinch runner.
Coach Wilson will indeed bring a pinch runner on for Ouellette.
Murdoch, it looks like, number 21.
And Kylie Murdoch, the junior from Garrison.
Now pitch running for the Bulldogs, number 21, Kylie Murdoch.
As we said, the Bulldogs looking for number 5, and that is 5 straight SCAC tournament championships. Since they've entered the SCAC, they have been the class of the SCAC in the sport of softball.
1-0 to Maddox. A team that has won 49 consecutive regular season games in conference play.
Unbelievable.
1-1 to Maddox.
I mean, that number, every time you say it, it's just still so staggering to hear, especially in the sport. We both know how weird baseball and softball can be, how anybody can beat anyone, and that is just an unbelievable stat. I mean, you look at baseball, for example. Number 1 Trinity, one of the best teams in the nation, the best team in the nation. I don't think they could ring off 49 straight. Just it shows you how remarkable the TLU Bulldogs have been.
1-2 high, evens the count. It is absolutely astounding, and Coach Wilson, obviously, he would deflect all praise, but it all stems from him, the program, the culture there, hard work. They want to be the best. They put in the work to be the best. Outside, and count goes full to Maddox.
That one just off the corner there. You got the top of the lineup waiting here for TLU. If you're the Bulldogs, you'll take an early day, and hey, they've won 2 games in 5 innings. They want to make it 3 games in 5 innings.
3-2. Just foul down the third base line.
And as we said, it's worth noting this is the RBI leader in Maddox, 40 on the season. You gotta love that she's in the 9 hole as the leading RBI getter for the Bulldogs.
Back in, awaiting the payoff pitch. Fouled off. Fouls it off the other way.
Aiming for the lights again. Good at bat here by Maddox.
2 away. Winning run at second. 3-2 pitch. Maddox fouls it off again. The winner will head to the regional round. A chance to play the Women's College World Series coming up at the end of May in Oklahoma City. Another pitch fouled off by Maddox.
My goodness. That was the 10th pitch just there. Number 11 coming to the plate shortly.
She's not fouling these down the line. These are not little dribblers. These are ripped off the field of play.
You know that she's probably sitting, waiting on something, just continues to foul off everything she sees until she gets that pitch she wants that she can drive. It's just an excellent AB. She also, obviously, base is open. If something's out of the zone, she'll take the walk as well.
Goes down swinging. Great pitch by Longuet, and the Pirates still with life. To the sixth we go. Pirates clinging, doing the best they can to stay in this one. Trailing 8-1 in our SCAC tournament championship final. Bulldogs looking to make it 5 in a row. Pirates top of the order coming to the plate.
Well, as we've said, we'll continue to say, Pirates have gotten runners on in every single inning. They just haven't been able to cash in, and they're running out of time. But see if they can keep getting these runners on and giving themselves a chance.
Scott chops it over to Roach, fields and fires. 6-3 goes Scott.
You can probably see it on your screens. You know, we haven't gotten to see too much of the Bulldog defense due to just how great Maitland Raycroft has been. But my goodness, what an arm Roach has at short.
She has a cannon, and it's a howitzer. It is incredible. She can fire. It is accurate. One of the reasons she's the conference player of the year. Silvas takes the first pitch for strike one. Silvas 2 of 3.
When you have somebody at Roach who has such a good arm, especially against some of these slap hitters who can get down the line, it can make all the difference.
Silvas is going to get that one through. So the third baseman and shortstop both pinching in and got it by them. Hernandez there in left, but a one-out single for Silvas.
That's another hit for her. That is her third of the day. Championship Sunday. Celeste Silvas, welcome to it. 3 for 4 on the day. What a day by the second baseman. It's been a day for the second basemen in general. Silvas now 3 for 4. Cates, as we mentioned, 2 for 2 with 4 RBIs. He came to play today.
Left fielder Grace Phelps at the plate, takes first pitch for Bishop for strike one.
Tell you, they make the selection committee who's got to pick the all-tournament team. They're trying to make it difficult on them with the day. We've seen some good plays at second base all weekend long.
Outside, 1-1 to Phelps.
And it goes back to it, Kit. That is the 9th hit of the day for Southwestern. But again, just only 1 run to show for it. You hate to keep on that point, but it's been the difference in this game.
Really has. Pirates have out-hit the Bulldogs 9-7. At one point, they were out-hitting them 8-4. Count now 2-1 to Phelps.
They've had their opportunities, but 11 runners left on base. Well, that'll be the difference.
Two-one fouled into the plate. Count evens.
Cantu came up so quickly out of her catcher position. Already had it thrown down to first by the time Gwen Boudreaux was calling foul ball.
One away, one aboard here in the top of the sixth. 2-2. Phelps hit sharply over to Cates, able to field it, and makes the throw to McEachern for the second out.
Yeah, nice play there by Cates. Had to pretty much make a full motion there from second. Did a nice job with it.
To the runner at second, number 24, Caitlin Kofer.
Silvas advances on to second. And the cleanup hitter, first baseman, and Caitlin Kofer up to bat.
Kofer's 1 for 1 today. She has a pair of walks and a single.
Did she go? She did not. 1-0 to Kofer.
As we mentioned, TLU, if they hang on here, they will be the 5-time SCAC champions. Southwestern can pull off what would be quite an impressive comeback. We will play a second game today. Now, we've seen crazier things, though.
We have indeed. 2-0 to Kofer. In for strike one.
All right, so here's the situation again. Southwestern's had it so many times. Runners in scoring position, now 2 down. One of their best hitters in Caitlin Kofer come through.
Kofer. Cates fields it and tags the bag. What a play by Madison Cates. McEachern tried to make a play from first, couldn't. Cates was there to clean it up for the final out.
Yeah, great play there by Cates. That's just good job backing up and then using her speed to get the out. We head to the bottom of the sixth. TLU can end it with 1 run. They lead 8-1.
This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by the Shoning Hip Network. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, use of sound bites and interviews, and use of any other content, including audio or video, without the direct written consent and permission by the Shoning Hip Network is strictly prohibited and protected by federal and copyright laws. All rights are reserved by the Shoning Hip Network and SHNSports.com. Thousands of listeners, laser-focused marketing, and showing a high level of community involvement. Those are a few of many reasons to advertise with SHN Sports. We strive to keep our broadcast as affordable as possible, and your support makes that happen. Please consider advertising with SHN Sports. Email rob@shnsports.com. That's rob@shnsports.com. We have a solution for everyone.
Bottom of the sixth, top of the order coming up for the Bulldogs. 1 run, and they are your 2018 SCAC softball tournament champions. That would make it 5 in a row. Lockley, Jordan, McEachern coming up to face Longuet.
Lockley 1 for 2 today with 2 runs scored, including a single. Was called out for being out of the box in her last at-bat. And again, it's almost unbelievable, but all 5 innings, TLU has started with either a walk or a hit by pitch, and Lockley already ahead 2-0.
Finds the bottom of the zone for strike one.
You wonder if these hitters have caught on to some sort of pattern Maybe that long gaze, because you can see him kind of moving a little bit back and forth in the box. You see him a few times have backed up in the box, have moved forward in the box. This is while long gaze about to go through a motion and let go of her pitch. We've seen a few TLU batters just kind of moving up and down. It usually means maybe they're catching on to something.
As good as the Bulldogs are, if one is picked up on something, she has let the rest of her teammates know. 3-1. Low. Lockley draws the leadoff walk. And the pattern that the Pirates do not want, unfortunately, continues.
Lockley already has a stolen base today, her 36th of the season. And you can probably bet your bottom dollar that she's going to be on the move at some point again.
Pirates have not been able to retire the leadoff batter from the Bulldogs. All 6 times they've come up to bat, all 6 times they've gotten a board. Now Jordan with an 0-1 count.
Well, it's made a difference. First inning, 3 runs. Second inning, 2 runs. The 5th inning, 3 runs. It could lead to a run in this inning. They've been able to get out of it 2 times, but 9 times out of 10, that is not the case.
Pitch out there from Longay. Thought Lockley may have been heading to second.
Not a bad idea when you were ahead in the count. They're already 0-1. Maybe think she's going to be moving, but you know, sometimes after a pitch out, the very next pitch, they are actually moving.
Low, 2-1. And you see both the catcher Francis and the pitcher Longay. They have an eye over on Lockley.
Well, and they know 1 run can end it, and they don't want Lockley getting into scoring position.
Lockley takes off the throw. Late, it was on the money. A great throw from Francis, but Lockley's so fast.
I think that's all there is to it. That's twice now that Francis has had a good throw to second on Lockley. I think it's just a matter she's just too fast. That's why they tried the pitch out. That's probably your best shot. I would be willing to bet the one time she's been caught stealing this year, it probably was a pitch out.
Called a strike, and the count now full to Jordan. That was a perfect throw from Francis. Lockley's so good.
When you're good at base stealing and you can time something up very well, as that misses for a ball 4, back-to-back walks now. As McEachern comes to the plate. When you're a base runner and you can time something up so well and get a good jump, sometimes there's just nothing you can do. You just have too much speed, and that's the beauty of base running.
Runners at first and second for the Bulldogs. Their first baseman, Kelsey McEachern, comes to bat.
And the Bulldogs can end it with a run here and clinch their 5th straight SCAC championship and prepare for regionals. And I think a regional that they will more than likely host as the #2 team in the nation. I believe it would be the first time they would host in Seguin. What an exciting time that could be.
Bunt laid down the third base line. Hearn with a throw over, but the sacrifice bunt has the winning run at 60 feet away. And 2 outs to work with.
Padilla's going to step to the plate. Angel Frobase calls time. I think they're going to leave Longay here more than likely, but you almost wonder, well, almost a pick your poison with Padilla. Do you put her on first and set up some force outs? But then you risk facing Cates, who has been so good today.
Cates, 4 runs batted in. She is 2 for 2. Her last at bat, that 2-run bomb.
Really opened it back up. You know, Southwestern was trying to get a little bit of momentum. They had finally gotten on the board in the top of the 5th. And then Cates just kind of took it all back with the 2-run bomb to left center. She's been a little bit of a thorn in the Pirates' side as she had a home run yesterday as well.
So Padilla at the plate. 1 out. A winning run at third for the Bulldogs.
Wonder if they'll be careful here with Padilla, if they'll go after Padilla, if they'll do, we've seen it a few times, the intentional walk.
Big cut from Padilla for strike 1.
Yeah, nice pitch there by Longay. Took a little bit off of that. Got Padilla to chase. That counts even at 1-1.
Outside, 2 balls and a strike. Padilla able to restrain herself. The count goes 3-1.
Longuet, I think, a little bit of a wry smile there. Maybe thought she either went around or maybe had strike 2 there instead. Count goes to 3-1.
Padilla pops it up into foul territory. Francis over to make the catch.
Lockley kind of took a couple steps toward home to, just make you look at least. We saw Lockley earlier just take off for second on a single. She's fast enough. She'll try it.
And now the second baseman, Madison Cates, 2 aboard, 2 away.
She has been so good in this tournament and so good today.
Watches it low, ball 1. Winning run at third. Good eye, Cates finds herself ahead in the count, 2-0.
Tell you on the cusp here. Where they get it done now, or they get it done in the next inning, they can feel it. They're close to that 5th straight title.
Inside, 3-0.
Kid, do you give her the green light here? She gets one down the middle. Does she get the green light?
I think so.
Give it a shot, 8-1. Why not?
She's 2 for 2, 4 runs batted in. Outside, and Cates draws the walk to load the bases.
Unfortunately for the Pirates, all 3 runners on base right now have gotten on via walk. Just entirely too many free passes to have any sort of chance against the Bulldogs. I believe that's up to 10 or 11. I believe that's 11 free passes today, whether hit by pitch or walk. You just can't do that against this team.
Now Roach at the plate. No place to put her. A walk will give the game to the Bulldogs, and the first pitch outside, ball 1.
You just got to think Longuet, too. She's up to 114 pitches right now. She has just got to be a little spent right now. This is her 5th appearance in the tournament. She has been the workhorse for the Pirates. You just got to think she's feeling it a little bit right now.
But able to find the bottom of the zone there to even the count, 1-1.
I mean, really, no matter what happens, whether TLU wins it now, I mean, the Pirates will come up with 3 outs remaining in the top of the 7th. Either way, it's going to be a tough hill to climb.
Here you go, Cass. Right here, looking for your pitch, Cass.
2-1.
But if you're the Pirates, you at least want that chance. And the last thing you want to do is, walk in a run in this case to end it. Be a very anticlimactic ending.
Right to Kofer. A little bloop will end the inning, and the Pirates 3 outs. They need 7 to tie as we head to the top of the 7th.
Pinch hitting for the Pirates, number
Top of the
13,
seventh,
Katie
5,
Figueroa.
6, and 7 due up. The Pirates will lead it off with a pinch hitter. It'll be number 13, Katie Brickerell, in the place of Izzy Jack.
Yeah, I know one thing the Pirates have to like, especially if they can't complete a comeback here in the 7th. Their senior Taylor Curtis is going to get one more at-bat here in the final inning.
First pitch in for strike 1 for Jordan Bishop. She took over for Maitland Raycroft.
You can hear a few Pirate fans disgruntled with that strike call, but nonetheless, 0-1 here to Brickerell.
Pops it up to center field. Jordan makes the catch, and the Pirates down to their final 2 outs.
Yeah, Jordan Bishop's done a nice job coming into the game, giving up a few hits, but for the most part, nothing allowed. 2 hits, 2 1/3 inning, and looking to finish it off here. And as a matter of fact, if she finishes 3 innings here, she technically, I believe, is in line for a save. The classic you see it in baseball, the 6 and 3. It's the same thing in softball with 4 and 3.
Curtis, the senior, takes for strike 1. Does Taylor Curtis out of Bryan, Texas. 1 for 3. Curtis, just foul.
Yeah, she turned on that one down the line, just a couple inches foul. Roger Trinidad right on it, and goes a few feet left.
Now the count 0-2.
Southwestern staying engaged, trying to get some sort of rally going.
Curtis chopped over to Cates at second. On to McEachern. Now the Bulldogs 1 out away from their 5th consecutive softball conference tournament title.
Number 10, Andrew Hearn.
What a feat. And they're 1 out away from completing. You know, we referred to it yesterday. It's been a juggernaut of a program, and it can continue. And you know, a lot of coaches always say the first goal is to win that conference title. It's always important to win your conference title, and then you move on and look at some of the grander things. But it's always important and still always special to win a conference title.
Hearn to Cates, Cates to McEachern, and that will do it. The Texas Lutheran University Bulldogs are your 2018 SCAC softball tournament champions. Make it 5 in a row for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I mean, dominance. That's the word for them. They dominated this tournament, and even when they didn't play their best softball, which I don't think they did today, it didn't matter. Still an 8-1 win, and they are your SCAC champions.
What a job Coach Wilson has done. That being said, give full credit to the Pirates. This is the Bulldogs team that in their first 2 games here, well, they were 2 no-hitters by Maitland Raycroft. The Pirates able to come up with some hits and some runs, battled admirably, but ultimately just not enough. And the Bulldogs will take another title back to Seguin.
You got to give a lot of credit to they came out, the Pirates came out and fought today, and really gave the Bulldogs maybe even a slight bit of a scare with how much they were able to get to Raycroft, get runners on, and at the end of the day, though, you can leave 12 runners on. That's just not going to get it done against a team like this.
Make sure you stick with us. We will head down to the diamond shortly for our trophy presentation, along with the all-tournament team right here on SHN Sports. What a few days it has been, and so glad to have had your company live from Southwestern University's Taylor Sanders Field. Some of the best softball you will see anywhere. And now the Bulldogs hoping, well, they will host a regional and hoping for a trip to Oklahoma City. But congratulations to all 6 teams that made it here to Georgetown this week.
I think I can speak for most teams in the SCAC. As we know, TLU is going to move on to regionals, and I think we all hope we're going to be seeing them in Oklahoma City in a few weeks at the Women's College World Series. Kate, you're going to be over there. I know you're hoping that the SCAC will be represented well.
Absolutely. Take the opportunity to thank everyone who has helped put on this great show this week. Everyone here at Southwestern University, the president, Dr. Edward Berger, Athletic Director Dr. Gleda Munt, the Associate Athletic Director Glenn Schwab, Assistant Athletic Director Doug Ross. Big thanks to my partner, one and only James Hill. It has been great. I cannot thank you enough.
It's always a pleasure, kid. Anytime I can call a game with you and we can enjoy some great action. I mean, I'll be here anytime you need me.
Big thanks to our entire SHN sports crew, our director Rob Hipp, our producers Nathan Height and Mickey Holden. Thanks to our public address announcer, Alan Peralta, and our scorer, Brenda Pedrosa. And for anyone who I have forgotten, my most sincere apologies. It takes a village to put on a production like this.
Did we mention Megan Harden? Our sports information director?
Megan Harden.
The best in the business.
The best in the
best
business.
in the business.
Who has worked harder than just about anyone. For the SCAC, we would always like to thank the conference commissioner, Dwayne Hanbury, alongside Associate Katie Mucci. They do a great job in the Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference. Everything done top-notch in first class, and so glad to be a part of it.
As someone who used to be with the SCAC and work with the SCAC and know Dwayne very well, know Katie very well, they always make these things special for the student-athletes, most importantly, too. They care about the most, and they always make this tournament top-notch. I don't think there's a Division III conference. I sincerely believe this. I don't think there's a Division III conference that does it better than the SCAC.
No argument here. It has been a great 3 days, and it has come to an end. And for the 5th time in a row, the Bulldogs of Texas Lutheran will take home the softball tournament title back to Seguin. And what a job the Bulldogs and their coaching staff, Wade Wilson, his assistant Sarah O'Brien, Dennis Moe, and Ed Zarzabal have done with that program.
Absolutely. They deserve all the credit. And they get, you know, Maitland Raycroft, she gets her 3rd win of the tournament. She goes to 19-0. What more is there to say? We're going to get it down to the PA announcer.
Ladies and gentlemen, first, the member institutions of the Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference would like to thank Athletics Director Dr. Gleda Munt and the entire Southwestern University athletic staff for serving as hosts of this year's event and for their hard work in putting on a fine event for our student athletes. And now, the 2018 SCAC All-Tournament Softball Team. At catcher, Caitlin Francis from Southwestern University. At first base, Caitlin Kofer of Southwestern University. As well as Kelsey McEachran of Texas Lutheran University. At second base, Madison Cates of Texas Lutheran University. At third base, Kyla Lockley of Texas Lutheran. At shortstop, Cassie Roach of Texas Lutheran. And in the outfield, we have Anna Dunn of Centenary. Ashton Vasquez of Shriner. Grace Phelps of Southwestern University. And Skylar Hewitt of Texas Lutheran University. At utility, we have Wendy Gillette of Centenary. And at pitchers, we have Maitland Raycroft from Texas Lutheran University. As well as Lindsay Longe of Southwestern University. Congratulations to all those selected to the 2018 SCAC All-Tournament Team. Before we present the 2018 SCAC Softball Championship Trophy, we'd like to recognize this year's runners-up, the Pirates of Southwestern University. And now, SCAC Commissioner Dwayne Hanbury will present the championship trophy to the 2018 Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference Softball Champions. the Bulldogs of Texas Lutheran University. On behalf of Southwestern University and the Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference, thank you for attending this year's championship. We wish everyone safe travels back home.
More fantastic music just for you. It revs you up. We're your playlist for Southwestern University.
We'll take one with the white shirts on.
Yeah, right.
Oh, too hard.
The Texas Lutheran Bulldogs are your SCAC tournament champions for the 5th straight year. We are here with head coach Wade Wilson and Madison Cates. And Madison, I'm going to start with day. You have another home run in this game. You finished with 4 RBIs. Just talk about the performance today.
I think it's a big team. Hitting's contagious, and we feed off of each other, and that energy carries on to defense as well, and we just execute, and that's what we have to do.
SCAC champions again. You're a sophomore in this team. You've gotten 2 straight. This team has gotten 5 straight. Talk about the.
It's a great feeling. It's indescribable, and I hope we keep them coming.
Coach, I'm going to turn to you. I mean, 5 straight conference titles. I mean, what more can you say? This program has really into something special for you. Talk about what this means to you to be able to take home another conference crown.
Well, I think it has everything to do with those girls behind you. I mean, they've bought into it and do what we ask them to, and we challenge them, and then they answer every time. So I'm extremely proud of them. Not just for these guys, but the guys that came before them and what the groundwork that they've laid down, the Ashley Jacobsons and the Hope Estises and Grace and Taylor Yancy, on, the list goes on. But those guys have kind of laid the groundwork for these kids to follow, and they're doing a great job of that.
So you guys get the conference title, obviously on to the next level. You get the regional now, and that's going to be a tough spot for you, or tough regional as always. Always a fun time of the year when you get to go to the postseason.
Yeah, it's going to be. I don't know where they'll put us or where we'll end up if we'll host in Seguin. I hope that we get that opportunity. But who ends up there? It's going to be tough picking. No matter who's there, it's going to be tough. Hopefully our kids stay hungry, can get to that point and play well.
Well, Coach, congratulations again on another title. Congratulations, guys. The Texas Lutheran Bulldogs win their 5th straight conference title. Again, congrats.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. And we will close this out. We hope you enjoyed this entire weekend. The SCAC Softball Championship brought to you by SHN Sports. As Kit said earlier, so many people to thank, the entire Southwestern University staff as well as the SHN Sports staff. For my partner, Kit McConico, this has been James Hill. We hope you've enjoyed all the live coverage of the SCAC Softball Championship. Thank you again, and good afternoon.